What is going on? Forza Milan, Forza Milan, Forza Krunic, Skillert, Forza Krunic. There's only one Krunic, and he's the Rossonero Krunic. Um, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? So we're gonna get some people in. They're gonna be coming soon. We're gonna be talking about AC Milan. We're going to be talking about football in general. We just saw Roma get killed once again by Bodo Glimt in Europe. Wasn't as bad as last time. It wasn't as bad as that 6-1, but they still lost. They still lost 2-1 against Bodo Glimt, a team that, from a financial aspect, is nowhere near Roma. Nowhere near. So very disappointing. Very disappointing. Um, let's see. We're just gonna wait for people to arrive. We're gonna start talking about Milan and fucking this, that, and the other. Low knees, guys. Dybala today was heavily linked to AC Milan. We need to buy someone else from Bodo Glimt to flip him. Yes, sir, Skillet. Yeah, you should join the live, Skillet. Since it's just me and you here, join the live. Hold on. All right. Okay, so let's see what's going on in AC Milan news. I'm curious about Colombo. What is Colombo up to? Let's see. La Gazzetta dello Sport provides summary which players sent out certain goal to the be all right. Antonio Mirante. Nobody cares about Mirante. Caldara. Caldara situation is also message. He was sent to Valencia to try. Okay, yeah. We don't really care about Caldara. The season already over. The 22-year-old Gabriele Bellotti was out with a rectus femoris one. So within 2 years, but starting the Greek under-21 national team. Okay, pretty good. Tommaso Pavega was sent to Torino and quickly earned even your Stefano Pilas in the mirror, and we'll be happy to see him at Milanello again next July. So Pobega coming back. Pobega coming back to Milan. Okay, I'm curious to see that. I want to see that. I want to see what kind of player Pobega is. Yassine Ali was signed last summer and loaned back to Bordeaux. And he will certainly stay because he has suffered from the bad season they are having as they are bottom of league on. In Serie B, Marco Brescianini has made a handful of appearances for Monza. Wow. Yassine Ali is bottom of League One. That's not great. Damn, that's not great at all. He must be having a tough season. Lorenzo Colombo made a strong start to his dry loan at Spal in Serie B, but he has been stuck on 6 goals since November. Wow. Jesus, it's April. How the fuck can you be stuck at 6 goals for so many months? We're talking about December, January. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Roy? I'm good.
How's it going?
All right, all right. About what are we now?
Did you
a
see this
week
thing
down
about
from.
what's that?
Sorry.
Say again?
Yeah, we're about a week down in Ramadan, so I'm hanging in there.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, yes. How's that going? Is that tough?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's going all right. Good.
All right, nice, nice, great, man, good. So Lorenzo Colombo, guys, did you see this, Skinner? Lorenzo Colombo has not scored a goal since November. It's December, January, February, March. Now we're in April. That's a long time without scoring a goal. Is this guy useless? Is this Colombo out? Sell him?
No, and in the group chat, I've I've been exchanging with quite a few people yesterday about this. Is about what what is it with Serie B, and why do we even need to put our players in Serie B? And this is where I'm quite against this loan moves only in Serie B. So I'm not against loan moves, and of course I don't want to see players on the bench like for almost an entire season like Mondini. But this is where the management, and I know it's easy for me to say, and the job is difficult, but they have to do it. They need to find good loan moves for these players. Having them in Serie B, and I don't want to judge Colombo saying because he hasn't scored recently that he's not good enough. Is he really playing at the highest level? Do we really know what he's capable of? Are we just going to judge him based on Serie B? Because let's face it, most of the Serie B sides that get promoted are going to get relegated the next season. So what is the point of these loan moves? So I'm only for loan moves to other top flight leagues, and I'm not talking about EPL or La Liga because I don't think that they will take our players on a dry loan if they were any good anyway. But how about in Austria, in Switzerland, Portugal? I mean, there's plenty of countries in Europe that I think play at quite a high level, but they're not necessarily like in an expensive league that you don't have that monetary competition that for the transfers as well.
Mm. Well, look, you pose a good debate here. There's one part of me that agrees with you, but another part of me kind of sees what they're doing, and I don't disagree with what they're doing. So the part that I agree with you is I agree that just put these guys in the Serie A team, even if it's Salernitana, even if it's Spezia, whatever. Of course, it's a little bit more complicated when it's like that, but yeah, I agree with that sentiment. But as far as Colombo goes, according to what I have read and what I've seen, that the plan for him is, I would say it kind of makes sense. I would start with Serie B for 1 year, and then next season loan him out to a Serie A team. Now, if next season he gets loaned out to a Serie B team again, then I'm 100% with you. It's like, what's the point? There's no
The
progression.
concern the concern, Roy, is that if he's not doing well in Serie B, what Serie A team is going to take him even on loan? And this is the problem because it's a spot in their team, and they have to take a gamble with all their players because they want points at the end of the day. They're not they're not our academy, even though we want them to treat our players as such.
Well, of course, it's going to be up to Colombo to get some goals, man. Like this is a dry spell that he has for like 4 or 5 months now. Like, man, this is not Milan's fault. Well, what's going on here, man? Like, is he not working hard? Is he not getting service? Is the team playing like shit? Like, what's going on? But you're a striker and you haven't scored a goal in 4 or 5 months. There's something that is wrong there. So I don't know if I would criticize Milan for this or criticize the player. Um, maybe in Serie B, so far away from the spotlight, so far away from the home Milan, he kind of gets lost. He got lost there. Also, I want to say, thinking about the situation, just thinking about how I think it was Masada that sold the idea of Colombo to Spal, saying, "I'm giving you the best to Serie B striker." You know, kind of like, I don't think that's probably good for the player, knowing that that's how he was, you know, sold the marketing behind it to Spal. Um, I see there's a lot to criticize from this operation, but right now, I mean, five months. That has to be the player skill. What has got? I mean, what else could there be if not the player?
No, no, Roy. I think it needs to. We need to go into further detail because, and I question everything, Serbi. I question the teams. I question the commitment. I question the players they have around them, and I think most importantly, I also question the coaches, because you have to admit, in every league, we're gonna have shit coaches. Okay, take that into Serie B. What makes you think any of these coaches are of quality, and even if the Spal coach is of quality? Because it could be that it could be Gianpaolo style coach, and it's just completely shit. And, and this is where I don't want to put judgment on Colombo, because if he's just going to be the only guy up front, we've seen this even in our own team. If you're the only person up front and your wingers are shit, your midfielders are shit, you're just not going to get any service. So is it really Colombo's fault? I don't know, because I don't watch those games. But I'm not going to judge Colombo because yes, he's from our academy, and I think based on the academy that there was some faith in him. And I want to say is that I don't think he's as injury prone as what we've seen Lazatic even when he's joined. So even on that basic level, at least Colombo can play.
Hey, Laird, what's up, Laird? Laird, how you doing?
I'm
I
doing
like,
well, man. Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
we can.
Sounds good.
Happy to see Skillard here. How's it
It's been
going,
a
my man?
while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been busy. So, how's the Milan universe, guys? What's new? I haven't followed anything recently. I see
Well, like
Asensio.
like right now, we were just talking about Colombo because there's reports about all the players that are on loan, and Colombia has not scored a goal since November. So now this is 5 months that he has not scored a goal. Skillard was criticizing the fact that Milan sent him to a Serie B team. Skillard is saying Serie B is not a good place for a player like Colombo to develop. And then I'm saying I don't have a counter argument with him because I think there is truth in what Skillard is saying. But the fact that he hasn't scored in 5 months, this is asking me if there's something wrong with the player. Because 5 months is a long time for a striker to not score a goal. And
Mm.
is it the player? Like, what's going on here? Because,
So,
yeah, what do you think?
no, to the point of Skrillard, I think Milan doesn't have a lot of choice on where to send their players on loan. I think that's the offer the offer that came. Spal was the best one, and they had to accept it. You don't really go and propose your players to teams that you wish he can go and play. Usually teams comes to you and say, can I have Colombo on loan? Let's say 5, 6, 7 teams comes to you and say, I want Colombo on loan. And you try to send Colombo in the best option possible, those five. That's unfortunate, I know. Our Primavera players are not amazing. So the offers that are gonna come is gonna be Spal or Serie B teams or something like that. To your concern, 5 months without a goal. I mean, Lautaro is something like that as well. He's just scoring with penalties, and he plays for Inter, and they create a lot of chances. So Colombo is 20 years old, if I'm not wrong. So I'm not concerned at all. Leao was scoring that amount of goals as well at his age, probably. So it's completely fine. I'll be worried about Colombo scoring 5 goals or not scoring for 5 months when he's gonna be 24, 25. But 20 years old. We always say the Italian players, the young Italian players, they need time to develop. If you check the amount of goals Kamaka was doing at the age of 20, it's not. He was scoring 25 goals a season, so I'm not worried about that. I think Colombo is a good player. He just needs to play, and especially the striker is a delicate position. If you don't score, your morale and your self-esteem goes a bit down, so it's hard to get back on track. He is a good player. I've seen with my eyes that Colombo is a good player, so I'm not concerned about that. And it's
Yeah,
a good point what Skrilla said. Depending on the coach, the tactics he's using, the players he's playing with, the situation. I mean, Giroud is not scoring a lot of goals as well. He doesn't score 20 goals a season. So we can blame the right wing, the cam, the left wing, the way Milan plays, or we can blame Giroud as well. Or the defense is quite tough to play against. So
Blame
I
the
think
ref.
Colombo, yeah,
Just
or
blame
you can
the
blame the ref. You can
To,
blame the refs.
to be honest, like a lot of what you're saying completely makes sense, and it's objective and it's sensible, and of course we have to be patient with youngsters. But still, there's an element. Like if you're a football player, think of him and his mental state. You're a football player, and your job is to score goals. I mean, 5 months in the span of a season. That's a long time. That's a long time. So right now he's going through a learning curve. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Um, um, yeah, it's just that I'm pretty sure he's not living this moment too well. If you're a goal scorer and you don't score for such a long time, it must fuck with your head.
But Roy,
But
and
anyway,
Yeah.
let me and this is something that's a reflection of our current team. Sometimes it's not that you need a striker to score goals, so many goals, and especially we've seen it in with Rebic. He scores a hat trick when we're in a 7-0 game. You don't need those goals, by the way. So sometimes the stats is misleading. Like the case of our team, we need goals against lower placed teams. So I don't really care if he doesn't score in 5 months. But when it comes to playing against Salernitana, when it comes to playing against Bologna, if he scores the winner, this guy's a legend.
hey, by the way, Anwar is here. What's up, Anwar? How you doing?
I know.
No, 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 no sound. No sound. There's no sound. Still nothing.
Now is it working?
Yes, there you go.
There
Oh,
we go.
hello guys. Sorry, I said I was eating. Just finished my eating seance for today because we've been fasting for the whole day.
Oh, that's why you guys are around at this time. It's
Yeah.
dinner for you guys, dinner time.
Now, like we start eating until like the next prayer early in the morning. So that's when you stop actually.
Nice, nice.
How are you guys? What are you up to?
Good, good, good. By the
What are we
way,
discussing today?
a little bit of a provocation there. So, Skillard, you're saying I would like to see Colombo at least score against the smaller teams like Salernitana, right? Well, guess who scored against Salernitana in the last game?
Colombo, I think, right?
No, Andrea Bellotti. There you go, guys.
Still, Roy. Thing is, like, you're watching now, like Chelsea, Madrid, and you saw what made
Yeah.
the difference in that game. To be honest, wasn't it
What made the
Benzema?
difference?
Yeah,
Yes, but not only.
yeah, I agree with you. Like, you need to fit all the other positions, but you need that spark, which was Benzema yesterday.
Honestly, I think Chelsea right now with the whole situation with Abramovich, I think that has to destabilize it.
For sure, like they lost in the Premier League 4-1, then they lost today as well, yesterday as well 3-1. So 7 goals in 4 days. For sure, they're not doing great. But still, like from what I watched, I didn't see Madrid dominating. I didn't see Madrid creating a lot of chances. They had very small chances, and he took them. The last goal, it's just him doing the same pressure he did against Donnarumma, against Karius, against the second goalkeeper of Bayern, and all in the Champions League. Like for me, in order to make it to Champions League, you always need that extra spark. It's either Messi, Benzema, some guy who's gonna take you there, And it always happens if you look at all the even with Milan when we won it, we had Kaká. He's the guy putting us there. Without Kaká, even if we have Seedorf and Pirlo and all the other guys are great, but without him, we would not qualify against Celtic. We would not have that return game against Man United. The assist to Inzaghi in the final. For me, Milan still needs that extra guy in the forwards. I only see Leao, who has the ability maybe to shift the game.
But
And I don't think he controlled it that way. Like I don't think he is mature enough.
But if we're talking about Leao, and we're talking about for him to get even close to Benzema, we're talking like 10, 8 years.
No, bro. Like if you watch Benzema early years in Madrid, he was not great. Madrid fans were always asking
I know,
Perez for replacement.
and that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
took Benzema
So
a
it took
long
some
time.
time. Yeah, for sure. It took a lot of time. But for Leao, he
I
can
don't
learn.
think-
You know.
I don't think Leao's going to get to Benzema's level.
I think he can, man. I think he can go beyond Benzema. He has
Maybe.
the potential to be
As a
like
goal
top-
scorer, I don't think so. As a goal scorer, I don't
It
think.
depends.
But-
It depends
but-
later on the coach. Who's the next coach for Leao? Where he's gonna put him really? And
But
does he-
objectively speaking, as far as like impact on a game and just leadership and all that stuff, like do you see Leao getting close to Benzema in the span of 2 years?
he can work on it, man. I saw Leao like just 2 years ago. A lot of Milan fans were saying Leao should be out.
Yeah, I know
Because
people are saying
the behavior, like the attitude or the approach to the games, people were not agreeing with that. But I see just in terms of fitness, in terms of stamina, Leao developed a lot over the last 2 years. He used to run for 50, 60 minutes. Now he can do it for 80 and
You know
do it
who I think-
consistently.
You know who I think it should be? I think it should be Dybala. You bring in Dybala,
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
and he can do it.
I think Dybala is a great player for Serie A at least. In Champions League, he has not won it, but he made his team reach it twice.
Yeah.
So maybe if Juve invested in a better striker rather than Higuain at the time, probably they would have won it.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. But for me, we still need that player when everything is not working. He's gonna make it work.
No, I completely agree that you need the most technical, best charismatic players. There's nothing.
Not really technical. Like it can be just I don't know. Like for some teams, it's not really about technical. It just needs sometimes. Like I saw Liverpool. With Liverpool, yeah, we can agree Salah and Mane are very technical, but the moment they fixed their midfield, it became a different team. It's not just sometimes the forwards, but for us, for our case, I believe it is the forwards, because I think we lack in terms of creation. I think defensively we are great. We are still on a clean sheet, and we don't look we're not. I'm not scared looking at our back four. In the past, when I saw probably I don't want to pick on someone, but if I saw some guy on the pitch, I would be like, I wish he would not end in a one-on-one, or I wish we don't have him in a counter, because I'm scared he's gonna fuck up. But right now, I think with the back four we have, it's very, very strong. Now, the midfield, I believe we have the best midfield in Italy. I don't care what other people think. I really believe that we have the best midfield in Italy for the last 2 years. It's not just this year. I believe even last year we had the better midfield than Inter. But Inter had better experienced player. They had a better coach who was result looking, not football looking or whatever. He just cared about the 3 points. That's why they won it. And this year, I believe we have all the chances to go after it. I've been saying it, bro. Like Roy, I maintained the same conversation as in August. I said that this Milan, even with these players, we can go and grab the Scudetto. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
And I said it even before the Scudetto started.
Yeah,
I still believe that, man.
me too, man. I think most Milan fans know that this year we can actually win the Scudetto with the team we have. We can.
Yeah. Also with the competition we have. That's why I've been saying that, because if I believe that we had much stronger competition, I would probably say we can end up second or third. But I believe that the competition is not there. Like I don't think that the competition is that great, and we haven't lost to the top.
Well,
that's just an argument to add to it.
Objectively speaking, Juventus is not where.
Well, Juve was the real competitor, because Juve would not drop points against lower clubs, or at least if they drop points, it's against Atalanta or us or Inter or someone else.
But to credit
Salernitana,
Milan, is one of the teams that has humbled Juventus.
of course, man. But I think it was Inter first, to be honest, because they won the Scudetto last year.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off is that we were in such a good position last year. I know that it was early, but I believe if we made better choices in that January, we could have definitely gone for the title. I still believe that. Now this season we are. Go ahead, Scudetto.
Yeah, I don't doubt. I agree with what you said, and I don't doubt the quality of the team. But what I doubt are a lot of the decisions made in terms of the tactics. And for the life of me, I don't understand Why the hell are we doing so many long balls? I really don't understand this.
I think against
we play with two big target men.
Yeah.
Well, not at the same time, of course, but you play with target men. The coach is always going to play long ball. That's just what it is.
No,
One
but
other
Nathan,
thing, Skinner, you know, if you focus, but Skinner, if you look at like our games against the top 7, we don't play long ball. Why? Because as many guys said, and even Larry said last time, he said that in Serie A, most of these teams, like the top 7, they're coming out there to play and win. Well, when you face the 13 other in the league or whatever, 10 other in the league, they're not really there to play football. Very few of them will actually try to beat you, but most of them will just defend. And even like I saw De Bruyne say that against Atletico, he said, for the first time in my life, I played the team playing 5-5-0, no striker. That's how Atletico faced Man City.
Come in Italy every week is like this.
Exactly, like for De Bruyne, that's a new thing. But for us, we watch that every week. Like, bro, against Bologna, they were diving. You know that.
But that means you don't play long ball, though.
But also, Nathan, like the attitude of Bologna players, you're diving, bro. You're not even playing for a cup final or like it's a league. Even if you lose, you stay in the same position. You draw, same position. You win, you stay in the same position. Why do you dive? Like you're just gonna sit there and everyone now hurts somewhere.
But
I don't know.
But this is in how it is in every single league.
I think this Bologna game it was a bit too much, Nate. Like I can agree with you, like Salernitana game, yeah, Spezia as well. But this game, Bologna, like the way they played, their attitude, they were fouling players when on counters. Like they tried to stop every chance for us to score, and it was not just it was a bitter game. It was not I don't know. It was not a fair game. Like I would applaud Bologna players. I would not, because you're sitting on the floor every 5 minutes and someone is hurting somewhere, a muscle or whatever. That's too much, man.
But who cares? That's how I expect these teams when they come up against the Milan. That's how I expect them
to be fair with you, Nathan. If you watch La Liga, you will watch like Osasuna. They do probably, it's not the same thing, but they put a lot of pressure on the refs and like this mid-table in Spain. And I watched some of these games. I saw like Madrid or Barca lose in Betis. Or why? Because the fans would just press the ref so much that the ref would start doing mistakes, giving penalties, maybe not calling a hand or something, and they end up winning against Madrid or Barca. So to be fair, every league has some of that. But if you look at Bundesliga or EPL, they don't really have that. That's also a part of the culture.
But that doesn't stop you from knowing how to play.
Yeah, I know. But it is fair football, as Lair said. Like the team is there to play fair. Like they're not there to dive and waste time, you know. And even if they do that, the ref will not let them. It's a yellow. You do that again, it's a red. I don't care. Even if it's just wasting time.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean that we should continue to keep playing long ball. In fact, it's literally the opposite. We
against Bologna, like
against
if you wanted to play short passes, then Diaz should step up. Diaz has not scored nor given an assist since December and September. He scored last time in September 2021, and last assist was in December 2021. We're almost in April, going into May, and he's still missing.
I wanna say something about what Nathan says. I understand what Nathan says that we need to keep the ball down, but that is contradicting yourself, Nathan. On one side, on the live, let me finish. On one side of the live, you say we don't have quality enough to win titles or anything. On the other side, you want these players that don't have enough quality to play quality football. So it's a contradiction. That actually Pioli knows that. Pioli knows that doesn't have the quality of Man City to play the football you are asking. So he goes for the long ball to try to break it.
The thing is, I would agree. The thing is, the reason I had to stop you is that when we play with Rebic up top, we actually play good football.
Yeah, but when you have Selemakers, Messias on the right, and you say that they don't have the quality, you cannot ask Pioli on the other side to actually play ball in the feet in the ground like a City or possessing ball against.
But they do when Rebic
you cannot
is
ask
playing.
the two things.
But you know
No,
what CT
we-
does,
we've
or
seen
Liverpool
Rebic
does?
forgoes the ball behind him, man. Rebic is high when he goes in the field.
Well, Nathan,
It's not,
Rebic,
most
you
of the
don't know
time, it's
what
not
you're
even pro.
getting, to be honest. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
you don't know
It's like
what Rebic you're gonna get. It's either shit
It's like the
Rebic
weather
or
in England. You
Cristiano
wake up in the
Ronaldo Rebic.
morning, sometimes it's
Yeah.
rain, sometimes it's sunny. It's not, there is no, that doesn't make any sense.
He's not
So
consistent. That's for sure.
exactly. So the players Pioli knows he has those type of players. There is quality, of course, but not no one is exceeding on that level. So you have to go for the long ball to break those lines and try to nick a chance.
Did you
Cannot
guys
do
watch
the perfect
the
game.
Pioli's interview after the game?
No, I
Bologna?
missed that. I missed that. What
All
do you
right.
say?
So what he said that I agree with him on some of the aspects. He said that in terms of intensity, we were present. I agree on that. In terms of intensity, I saw Tomori and Kalulu playing past the midfield, so we were pushing with 11 players to score. Now, my problem with the Pioli on this game specifically, not only this game but all the other games where we struggle against these dead ass teams that play in San Siro with 11 in the back, is that you maintain the same system, and that system is most beneficial when you play on counter. When we play on counter, just look at the goals we scored against Inter last year when we won 2-1. Both goals were counters against Inter. If you look at most of our, like against Napoli in last year as well, we scored on counters. Even this year, we scored a lot on counters. I believe, yes, that system benefits us the most when we play on the back and wait and go up front because we can run. Leao can break that. Theo can break that. Now, the problem is you maintain the same system, which is most beneficial for probably countering and speed, while you need possession and to create marginal chances near the box. Playing long ball is not going to benefit you that way. And even if you want to continue long ball, one striker is not enough. You need to play with two strikers. And he only did that in the last 15 minutes of the game. That's way too late. Because it means that you played Spezia, Salernitana in all these games, and you maintain the same system. And only when you played against Bologna and the last 15 minutes, that's when you realize maybe I need to change the system. That's way too late to actually make a change. I believe with two strike, I saw that even with Gattuso, man. With Gattuso, when we played these teams that play like 11 in the back, he would put another striker, either Cutrone or someone else, and we would break that defense. Because that second striker would get that goal, and it's not a beautiful goal. Most of the time, it's going to be a shitty goal, but you will get it.
I have a question for you, Anu.
Yes.
In the team against the teams that play, they stack up their box and they have 10 or even the entire 11 inside the box. What is Diaz's value in those against those teams?
Well, Diaz's value is depending on what the coach is telling the team. If you're telling the team, okay, we go through the midfield and we play short passes, 1-2 or 1-3s, and we build on that and try to score, Diaz is essential for your play. Now, the problem with Pioli is that you will still play in long balls. Why keep Diaz? You're playing long balls.
I think Diaz or any other players in that position that is not a striker like Rebic or Ibra, the purpose is when you play a long ball, Diaz comes straight away for the pressing. So the long ball goes to Giroud. Diaz comes close to Giroud to get that ball or to get the rebound when Giroud fights with the defender. But my issue is on games like this is that probably that thing should be done by Leao as well, which has a more physique, more power, more speed to actually do that and to be more a threat than Diaz.
I think that should be Rebic's role, to be honest with you, Larry.
Or Rebic as well, but let's say
because I love to keep Leao on the left next to Theo. I think he should always be there next to Theo because they create the double on the defense.
But for me, Leao should go a bit inside, man.
I agree with you.
He needs to go a bit inside because all that potential is kind of wasted if he stays on that line on the left and waits for the ball to come. He needs to be more involved in the game.
He needs to get inside his last pass as well with the left foot.
I'm not happy what Leao has done recently, and I like him a lot. I think he's our best player, probably the best player in Serie A in terms of potential. It's just sometimes he doesn't find a way to connect with the team and to be connected with the game in general.
But Layer,
He's
don't you
just
agree
doing his job, and that's
that's
it.
part of the coach like identity? Like I saw some coaches push players into that. I saw Arjen Robben. I remember watching Arjen Robben when he was young. He was a good player below Leao, what he's doing right now. Then he moved into a different team, and you saw the shift in mentality or growth in what he can achieve in the team. Now, I want Leao to realize that. I think he's realizing that, but slowly, because there is still Ibra. There is still like these older guys taking all the burden, you know? When these guys are going to leave, I think the burden will be much more on him, you know?
In my opinion, is not Pioli. Pioli is not telling him to not go in the middle.
No,
Pioli
it's
is
also the
actually.
player. I agree with you, Lair.
I think it's
also
the player that is. He doesn't have still that
Sorry,
awareness
guys.
in the pitch.
I was in a call.
But like I saw some interview of Ibra with Capello. He said that Capello taught him how to play better football because when he joined Juve, he was doing all these tricks like Ronaldo first when he came to Man U, and it was useless. Like you were gonna do that, people are gonna applaud you, but there is no end, no end result to that. Then Capello, like he didn't talk to him for 2 months. Then he came in one training in the morning. He told him after like Ibra scored 3 goals in the training. He told him, "Now you're playing football. Now you realize what you need to do in this team. You don't need to do that bullshit. You need to score, and we need you to score every week." And that's when Ibra started to become the striker he is.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's just. What do you think, Skiller?
Yeah, I agree, but I see what Liao's trying to do, because I see him, racing down the line, the line on the left. He has only one defender against on the right. Tries a dribble pass, and he's essentially trying to cut it across for someone either to do a tap in or header. My issue with the game is that I saw what Liao was trying to do. I didn't. It wasn't clear to me what Diaz was trying to achieve, and I think that whatever he was trying, I don't think he could even do it. I was against the decision to keep him on. I thought Giroud and Ibra would have been better for the header, just to connect with those crosses, because we were putting crosses into the box, guys. But I mean, are we just expecting Rebic to take it? I know he scored headers before, but the more guys who are capable of scoring from headers when that box is packed, the better. Having Diaz there, it didn't help.
I agree with you. I mean, is 100% when you have 10 defenders in the last 30 meters. You just put 2 tall guys, and you start to cross the balls, and you tell your midfielder to get inside the box. You tell Kessie to go inside the box when the cross is going. You tell Rebic the wing to go in. You go, but there is another thing in this situation when you are 0-0 against Bologna is 15 minutes. You want to still keep that balance, because if you go all forward, you can get a goal and lose the game, and we know how much we could do with the draw against Spezia, with the draw against Sassuolo. We could have another 3 points if we draw some games that we lost, because we
Yeah,
were going
against
all the
Spezia. Yeah, I
attack.
agree with you, Lair.
So
But
Pioli
like
is like thinking, yeah, I want to win this game, but I don't want to
he
lose
changed
the
like
point I have
why would you
as well.
change Giroud for Ibra? Why not keep both of them and try to get
Yeah,
ahead?
yeah, that's what I was saying. You should keep both of them, especially
Yeah,
when you're
that's
crossing the ball
exactly.
and you're trying it that way.
And also, like
Just
he put Leao as a second striker, then realized no, I should actually put Rebic as a second striker and Leao keep him on the left. And that's when the team started again trying to do stuff in the box. And I think that we already understand that. Like we already understood even from last year, Leao should never be a striker in this team. Leao should be probably a left winger, and if he plays a second striker, we need to put him next to Ibra, not anyone out there. It's just Ibra and Ibra on his best day. That's when really Leao shines as a second striker. But beyond that, it's Leao on the left wing, Rebic as a second striker, because he scored when he was a second striker. And he played that a lot of time. Even in Frankfurt, his whole career was a second striker almost. So I didn't understand that. Like I saw Pioli probably a bit lost in that game. To be honest with you, there. For me, that's not probably his best night in Serie A this week.
You know what I was thinking? Diaz on the pitch and is still in the game. I was thinking this kid, he just needs to run into the box, draw some contact, and just go down.
Yeah.
I would have really
You're talking
wanted
about
it.
Diaz?
You know what? Sometimes the problem with Diaz is that he controls the ball, he falls down.
We one thing I don't like about our players, that they need to run without a ball in the space more. And I complain about the striker not doing that because they are old, and fair enough, that is an issue, but it's not an issue of the striker, it's an issue of our team that we don't have the money to buy a young striker, a good young striker. But our players like Leao and Diaz, they need to go and run behind the striker, need to be more brave and run behind the striker. Leao does not do that at all. Like, and why I'm saying Leao, because Leao is tall, is fast, is powerful, and he has to do that. Even if they don't
Well,
pass the ball to him, he needs to go in for that
Guys,
run.
I'll be back.
I think the problem is for Leao is that he's always being given the ball first. So
Because he doesn't do that run. If you do that run, no one is going to give you the ball first. He's going to go to Teo Hernandez, and you do the run, and a defender follows you, and a space is created there.
that's my second point right there. Is him and like zero. There's like zero create. What is it? They have no connection. You're right. Like the ball should go to Teo, and Leao should be making the overlapping run, or even vice versa. You know, depending on the situation. But you can tell that there's literally no connection between the two.
The ball goes to Giroud. Leao should run behind Giroud. Should make a run behind Giroud. So the defender that is marking Giroud, or the other defender, is worried now, and he wants to follow Leao, and he follows Leao, and that makes Messias free, or makes Diaz free, or makes Teo Hernandez free, Benacer. Another guy gets free.
The only problem with that is like you said,
Just-
the center forwards, they don't move off the ball, which I mean these guys are, you know, pretty old, so they're obviously not going to move. But like if you're just standing in the middle, those defenders aren't actually getting. There's no shift in the defense. So even if or not Teo, even if Leao makes that run, because Zlatan or Giroud is not either checking or running away from the space, all those defenders are just staying right there. So there really is no space for him to run because of that lack of movement.
No, there is space, because if you run, I remember when he did that goal, he does some goals that he runs behind the defender, and somebody put the ball behind the defender, and he ran in that space. He
But
needs
who
to
was
do
playing
that.
up top?
No, anyone, doesn't matter. He was playing. The one that is playing at top is coming deep to get the ball, and the pass goes
Exactly.
over the.
Exactly,
But
and that's what's
no.
supposed to happen. But Zlatan has not been checking back in the middle, and Giroud does not check back. You said exactly what is supposed to happen.
You said it right, bro.
Exactly. You
Zlatan
said
was
it
offside
correctly.
3 times in that game. He just came on 15 minutes and he was offside for 3 times. I don't know what is
No.
happening.
I haven't seen the game, guys. Sorry, I'm just talking about the last period, the last 10 when we struggle with these small teams. But I've seen Giroud a lot of time. It goes, to get the ball, so he goes deep to get the ball. In general, even we're talking about even in the middle of the park, not close to the box, or in the last 30, 40 meters. So there is space behind his shoulder to run. Leao should do that as a dead run as well. Sometimes he just should do it just for the sake of doing it, to give an option to the midfielder to go for that pass in the space. Maybe the midfielder doesn't do that pass, but he needs to do it more often. And I feel like he doesn't even bother doing that. Maybe it's the coach asking him that, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel he has so much potential, and he's just wasting it, waiting for the ball on the left side.
I don't think
know.
it's the
It's
coach.
just-
I don't think it's the
Or
coach.
he's-
I think it's literally just the ball is always going to him.
No, Nathan, do you remember Atlanta, the last game of last season? He was our guy up top.
Striker,
and I remember the three Atlanta's defenders, they couldn't push all the way up to the midfield line because Leao was there. They were afraid that if the ball crossed over, Leao had so much space to break past them.
Yeah, he's gonna run. And
Nate passed it to him, and Leao couldn't put it away. But I think he can do it. But it's a coaching instruction.
Or is a coaching
but
instruction, or
Leao,
he's not? He doesn't see he doesn't see that threat for the defense. He doesn't understand. Uh,
well,
when
he's
you're
not
a
a
young
forward.
player, no, you don't need to be a forward, Nathan. You don't understand. When you are a young player, you don't understand that every run you make is a pain in the ass for the defender. He thinks he is a pain in the ass for the defender when he has the ball. All young players, at least that they are not fully developed, they think they are a threat when they have the ball, but they don't understand that 99% of the time you are a threat when you do a run. So if Leao does 10 runs on the space, the defenders are going to back up slowly are going to do 1 meter less forward and going to stay a bit back. So Leao is going to push that defensive line a bit back, and the midfield is going to have that space to operate and to go through the lines. If Leao doesn't do that, the midfielder and the defense is always close, and they never open up the
He
distance.
doesn't. He doesn't have that tactical awareness yet.
Exactly. That's it.
But the thing is too, he can't really do it when we're always playing down his side of the field. You
No,
gotta.
he can.
The ball needs.
He can.
But
He
Lair,
can.
what do we always do with Leao? We launch the
I'll
ball
tell you,
long
Nathan.
over the top. Lair.
No,
That's what we do.
I'll tell you.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'll tell you why he can do it, man. Because we have Theo on that side. So if he does that run, our midfielder has still Theo to give the ball. So it's not like he has
Yes.
an idiot that he doesn't run. He has a
But
guy that
him
runs
and
even more than
Theo
him.
do not have the same chemistry that Rebic and Theo have. That's
But
what,
it's not a
that's
matter
what I'm
of
trying to say. It is a matter of that, because if they're not synced up and communicating correctly, that whole situation that you're saying that is 100% correct cannot happen.
I need to draw it. I need to draw this.
Trust me,
because
Lair,
you're not understanding me.
I trust me, Lair.
This is not
people completely understand what you're saying, but it cannot
But it's not
happen.
a chemistry with Theo. We're not talking about having a chemistry with a left wing, running and cutting the field from the left, going in the middle to run on the shoulders of Giroud. That's have
when
nothing
can
to
that
do.
happen when all
Every
we do
time,
is play long ball?
No, Nathan. Every time Kessie gets the ball, you do that run. You cut the field. You go behind Giroud. The defender follows you for at least 2 meters. He needs to follow you until the other defender gets you, and you create a space for Theo. If you do it multiple
there's
times
no
consistently,
space if your center forward is not moving. Just because
Nathan,
you make the
come
run,
on.
just because you make a run does not mean that there's going to be space.
Nathan, don't make me break the copyright here to show you. A million times Giroud comes for close to Benacer to ask for the ball, so there is a space on the shoulders of Leao, of Giroud, and Leao can get in that space, and it doesn't go in that space.
It doesn't.
I can show you a million times. It is million times.
No, it's not.
Whatever,
it's
oh
not.
my God.
We play.
You know what?
We play long ball. We play long ball almost all the time now, and it's not just to Giroud. We try and kick it over the top to Leao almost all the time. It's either that or give it to Leao's feet and hope he can do a 40-plus yard run and try and dribble past people. That is what we've been doing.
No, Nathan.
That is what we've been doing. Look at how our attack is there. We have no buildup in our attack. What you were saying right now requires for there to be buildup. There is no buildup. Why do you think our chances that we create are so bad? It's because there's no buildup. It's 1 versus 4, 2 versus 5.
That's not true. That's not. We have 5 clear chances against Cagliari. We have 5 clear chances against Cagliari. Like literally inside the goal, we didn't score. Those are clear chances. I know you in your eyes, Nathan, you have the last game against Bologna, and you completely forgot the other 30 games we played.
Yeah, games again. I said the games we played the best was when we had Rebic up top, because of his movement, it created more space in behind for players to make overlapping runs. Nathan, I've said this a billion times, man. Our gameplay suffers when we have Giroud and Zlatan. Plain and simple.
Can you just try to not focus on the players for a second? Try to focus on the tactics. Why we play better football with Rebic? Because Rebic does that run. Rebic runs in that space.
That's what I'm saying.
But you should tell me Actually, you're right. Leao should do that so he can create that situation that Rebic recreates when he's up front. Rebic does a lot of runs that no one passes him the ball, but those runs that he does brings the opposition half meter, 1 meter, 2 meter back, and he creates that corridor between the midfielder and the defender. So Diaz, Leao can do whatever. So if
That's
Rebic is
literally
not
what I'm
playing,
saying.
no, but if Rebic is not playing, Leao can do that.
But Leao's not
Even
in the
if
middle.
he can do it, he can still do it, man. Because they are not they are not Billardino players. Those thing stick on fix on the stick like that game that they cannot move from the position. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Bro, but
It's not a.
if
I'll show you a picture.
Rebic's movement is far greater than Ibra and Zlatan.
No.
Yes, it is. When Ibra and Giroud check in,
forget about
Ibra
and Zlatan.
No, you cannot say forget about them because the whole tactical setup and how we play completely changes depending on who's on the field. Even with Zlatan and Giroud, the way we play completely changes just between those two. So you can't say forget about them because don't say forget about them. So don't.
But what the fuck I'm gonna do dude? What the fuck I'm gonna do if Rebic is not playing? I'm just gonna give up and not play the game. You need to find other solutions, and I'm telling you that is a solution.
Exactly.
Leao needs to fucking do those runs, man. He's not gonna do a 36 years old Giroud. Why not? He has legs, man. He has legs to do it.
Because we instantly
what are you talking about? He can't.
It's not the fact that he physically cannot do it. It's the fact the way we play throughout the game, it's not going to be possible because we always look to give him the ball first. He doesn't even have time to make that. Yes, we do, man.
No. It's him that doesn't.
Go ahead.
It's him that doesn't do the run. If he does the run, we're not giving him the ball. Don't worry, Nathan. We give it to somebody else. If he does the run, we're not giving him the ball. But because he doesn't do the run, what are you going to do here? We're going to shout him, do the run, and not passing the ball? Of course they're going to pass him the ball. He's going to attempt dribbling, lose the ball, and we are back again trying to a long pass to Giroud. Because he doesn't do those runs. If he does those runs, we don't need to pass the ball to him. We can pass it to somebody else, and you create the space.
But if let's say he cuts in the middle. Right now, he cuts into the middle. If Giroud is just staying there and not doing nothing, it becomes too crowded and he becomes ineffective.
It's fine. Listen, fine. It becomes crowded where he's going to run. When he's leaving the space, there is space. No, listen. See, you don't see it.
There's space on the left. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my God, Nathan.
There's space on the left for Teo. Teo's then going to be surrounded by 3 or 4 people.
How? If Leao does the run,
because they're not. Those defenders are not. The defender is not going to. Usually, Leao is being tracked by like at least 2 people. 2 people are not going to change their position just because Leao is making a run to no man's land.
Okay. So no, it's not going on no man's land.
They're not that stupid, man.
No, Nathan. I'll get. First of all, I don't want to monopolize.
What you're saying is if Leao makes that run, the right back is going to follow him all the way around the field.
The right back is not going to follow him, but the right back, for at least 2 meters, has to follow him, for 2 meters, and that 2 meters plus the 2 meters you have 4 meters space more to operate there and to get in that space. And let's say the right back doesn't follow Leao. Leao goes in a place where there is more space for him. And maybe the first time they don't give the ball, but the players understand that actually Leao is making a run. And every time he goes there is a space. I can put that ball. So maybe the second time, the third time, Leao gets the ball in a dangerous area when he can create something dangerous. You need to do it consistently. The first time you do it happened. You need to keep doing it in 90 minutes so you can create that chance. You saw it in Champions League, man. How many runs De Bruyne does and no one gives him the ball? But one time, Phil Foden find him and he gets the goal. But De Bruyne does a lot of runs in that box, and he goes and no one is giving the ball, and he does the
run. And De Bruyne plays more centrally, right? Where he got the ball was more centrally. He's not playing on the wing and making that run to the left and to the right. He's playing more centrally. I
I get
understand what
it.
you're saying. I understand
Why
what you're
Leao
saying.
cannot do it? Leao can do it.
It's not that he can't do it. It's the fact that the way the rest of the team is, the rest of our offense is so immobile and not fluid enough that there's not going to be room for him. Even if he makes the run inward, he's just going to be surrounded by 4 people because
That's fine. That's fine.
But he's not going to get the ball. I'm telling
If
you.
he gets, but he doesn't need to get the ball, Nathan. You don't need to do a run to get the ball.
Larry, but let's be objective. Like, I know what you're saying, and what you're saying is true. Like, you know, that's something Ronaldinho used to do. Ronaldinho used to push just his presence, just his positioning, just his movements. He would push back a defense all the way back, and they were scared to give him space. But Leao does not have that a tactical awareness you're talking about. Like, he's not going to have it for a few years, if he ever even gets that. Like, what you're saying is like...
But he needs to start, man, because we're not winning the next game if he doesn't start to do those runs. If he doesn't cut the pitch, because fucking hell, man, that dude runs a lot, man.
He's not.
He's unstoppable on the run. And he's not using that, man, without the ball. Of course, with the ball he runs, and he's useless because he doesn't have the dribbling of Ronaldinho. I'm sorry. Somebody needs to tell him that. But at least run without the ball, man. And Pioli told him, we saw it on YouTube, 99% of the game, a player runs without the ball, not with the ball. He fucking told him, and he's still not understanding that. He needs to run without the ball. He needs to cut those fucking... Jesus Christ, man. The speed he has, and he's not even running.
We
agree. Slowest league in the world.
We agree with you, Larry.
We're not agreeing here, Nathan, because you're saying he should not run because he gets the ball.
No, I'm not saying that.
This is not an agreement, man.
I'm saying that if the team was more fluid, so if he were to cut in, that means you would need either the cam or the center forward to move out of the position. Then
or the right wing.
Yeah, or the right wing. So that way he can overlap, and that's how space is generated. If only one person makes a cutting run, there is no space being generated unless the team.
Roy, can you put the board on live so I can show Nathan? Can you just put the board?
I know what you're saying, Larry.
Nathan, I need to ask you this question. Nathan, I need to ask you. You said something that here was absolutely correct. But in order to do that with this team, what do you have to do? Based on the players that we have?
You need movement.
And who's the player that does that?
Rebic and Salamakers.
Salamakers, exactly.
Roy, can you put the board? Can you put the board?
And look, and Roy.
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me a few. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nathan. No, Nathan was saying something, but he left. Skilla, say something, man. It's your time.
No, look, what Nathan said was actually correct.
Can y'all hear me?
It has to be a cohesive effort, and players have to move together, and players have to overlap and interchange positions. But the best one at doing that in our team is Salamakers. So,
can y'all hear me?
You put Salamakers in.
Okay.
You put Salamakers in, and then those movements will happen.
And you need Rebic or just a mobile striker in general to do it. Like, you need a bunch of moving parts. Because I understand what you're saying, Larry. If he cuts in, then that right back will also follow him. Let's say for 10
I'm sorry,
yards,
Nathan.
Opening up space. Hold on, opening up space for Teo to run. I understand all that. But when Leao runs, he's not going to.
Our team moves, man. Our team moves.
We don't move, bro. We don't move in offense. We don't. No, we move. Please don't say that. We don't, man. We really don't. We really don't.
That's not fair to say, Nathan. That's not fair.
No, that's not fair to say because Diaz moves from right and left. He moves from forward and back. He does the movement in the middle. Tonali, Benasset, they move up and down. They go right and left. They do the movement. Teo Hernandez runs on the line. He goes even in the middle and cuts the pitch.
How many through ball chances do we create in the box?
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
What is this question, man? What is this? That doesn't have nothing to relate. We're talking about Leao not moving. If Leao moves in the same proportion the other midget moves in our attack, we can win all the games, man, because that's the truth. Diaz, as much as he can move, he doesn't have the physicality of Leao to be so dangerous. Leao is. If Diaz doesn't run, man, the defenders doesn't bother. If Leao doesn't run, 2 defenders bothers because they're scared.
No, they don't.
Okay,
No, they don't.
They don't. That's why they're
And
fucking.
I'm asking, they don't.
That's why
They
there's
don't.
always 2 defenders on Leao on the left side. That's why there's always 2
The
defenders.
center, so you have the center.
And that
you have
fucking
let's say you
dickhead
have the
of
right.
Leao still doesn't understand that he has 2
No.
defenders and doesn't run on the other side.
Larry,
That's the thing.
you have the Larry, you have the
youngster.
right center back and you have the right back. If Leao makes a cutting run to the right center back and the right
Can
back
you
are-
put the ball? Because
they're
Nathan
both-
don't
no,
see it, man.
They're both.
You don't see it,
no,
man.
You're saying something ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't see
You're
it.
saying the center back and the right back are both
Right,
going to
can't
run
you-
out of
can't-
position to
don't you have
mark
the
one
ball?
player. Do you know how dumb that sounds? That's not what
No,
happens.
Nathan,
That's
Nathan,
not what
did you hear me say center back? I said 2
You-
players. Did you hear me
Yes,
say
the
center
2
back?
defenders.
No,
You
I
the
said
2
2
defenders.
players. Can you go back? You can go. I cannot go back.
So
Go on
who?
YouTube,
So
go
Larry,
back and say
who are the 2 players?
2 players.
Can you tell me who the 2 players are?
I'll tell you. 3-5-2 formation. There is the center back on the right and the wing on the right. That is on Leao. If there is no wing on the right, there is the midfielder on Leao when he gets the ball and the center back.
So the
There's
2
always 2
midfielders, the midfielders, one of the
and the dude
midfielders will probably track him,
is-
but it won't
Can
be
I
any of those
finish?
3 center backs.
It's 2 months that he has 2 players since Salernitana games. He has 2 players on him. It's 2 months, and the dude still doesn't understand that he fucking needs to run away from those 2 defenders. He needs to run away.
Yes.
He
But
doesn't
if
understand
he goes,
Okay, Larry.
if he
Larry,
goes to the middle,
hold on.
there's
I
5
wanna
defenders.
respond to Larry.
If he goes
I
to
wanna
the
respond-
right
no,
side
no,
and
no,
there's no
no.
movement,
You're justifying it, Nathan. No. He's not making those calculations that you're making, Nathan. Like Leao does not have that tactical awareness. Like he just.
I know he doesn't. I know
It's
it.
not. It's not that he's thinking. Well, if I go there, I don't have this space. He's pretty inactive right now. He is still quite green when it comes to his tactical awareness. So I'm not expecting him to be that kind of player anytime soon, guys.
But Nathan is saying he's wrong because he's gonna do something wrong. I'm telling you
I'm
that's
not
the right
saying-
thing to
I'm
do.
not saying that. I'm not saying that. I
But you're
told you that's
telling
the
me
right
that
thing to do.
you should not do. You just said it's
I'm
been like
saying-
10 minutes
I'm
telling me
saying-
he's gonna have more defenders there. He should not do that.
Because the rest of the team is not moving, Larry. The
No,
rest of the team is not
moves.
moving.
Okay,
Larry,
the rest
no,
of the
we
team doesn't move.
don't.
Okay.
No, they don't, man.
Okay.
They simply do not. Zlatan and Giroud.
That's not the rest
Are
of the team,
literally-
dude. That's not the rest of the team.
If you're gonna make an overlapping run, the center forward has to move. The cam's not really gonna move.
Okay,
unless
okay,
he's
Nathan.
literally running at the ball
Okay.
with the ball at
Let's-
his feet.
No.
But-
Let's change the topic because
But okay, so I saw the last game, all right, and I think Nathan is talking about the last game mostly. I don't like you didn't see the last game, but if I want to talk about the last game, for me the problem of the last game was that every time they had the ball in the last third in front of the box, where they had to play those 1-2s and they had to make shit happen, they never synchronized. The pass was too behind. The pass was imperfect. The first touch was bad. The player didn't move in the right moment. The pass was this every single time, and it had nothing to do with one player. It was all of them. It was Brahim Diaz,
Exactly.
it was what's his name, Messias, and it was Leao. And then, so I said this, in my opinion, if I'm the coach, what I do is I tell them, yo, we have to intensify our trainings, because right now we have to be able to play at that speed, matching that kind of pressure, because Bologna is playing at 1,000 miles per hour against you. They're not giving you anything to breathe. So in training, I think and that's what they're probably going to do. I think that's it.
Roy, I agree with you on the overall as a team. I'm 100% with you. I'm 120% with you. I was talking about Leao individual players now at the moment. Do you think Leao can do better without the ball?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Much better.
Yeah.
We are here
Absolutely.
in this fucking channel complaining about Selemakers. They has I don't know, 10% of the talent of Leao. Why is not doing anything? On the other side, Leao has an immense talent, and he doesn't do shit. He doesn't change his game. He doesn't do the runs, and he's not connected on the game the way he should be.
Yeah.
Have you seen the amount of time?
I
I hate to compare Leao or Milan to teams like Real Madrid and PSG and stuff like that. But the amount of time Vinicius Junior runs for the sake of running it, he doesn't get the ball, but he runs, man, and the defenders follows him because he's fast and he has to follow him. The amount of time they do that. Leao doesn't do that. Without a ball, he doesn't run. He wants the ball.
I know, Larry. And the thing about it, the reason why I don't blame him is because I just see him still very immature in that kind of game. I think Vinicius Junior is his same age, I think, right? They're almost the same age. So Vinicius Junior is definitely, I mean, obviously maybe at Real Madrid playing with all those champions, he's learned faster. But you're right. Vinicius Junior does that. He does push the team back. He does that, and now has all the abilities to do that. Of course.
A big difference with Vinicius is that he's a starter for the Brazil national team. Leao is just a bench player for Portugal, by the way.
Well, Leao just finished the under-21s. He's just now entering the Portugal. Okay, yeah, Vinicius Junior's, he's a very special player, I think, Vinicius Junior.
Leao is a bench player for Portugal because he doesn't do those runs. If Leao does those runs, Leao starts for Portugal. Because the players that start from Leao, they do a lot of runs without asking the ball. They just do it for the sake of doing it.
Ollie brings up a good point here. We need to see Leao on the right. He needs to play more with Calabria and Florenzi. Honestly, like when he did play on the right, he didn't look lost. He didn't look like, I mean, the team just wasn't playing well in general. But last season, when he would play on the right, it just looked lost. But right now, he kind of looked okay. To be honest with you guys, from what I saw in this last game, he can easily play Leao, what's his name? Leao, Diaz, and Rebic, because that's what he did. He could easily do that. Pioli has that option.
What I'm talking about Leao is just an aspect of his game that I've realized to see in overall the entire season. I'm not just talking about, because I didn't see the last game, so I'm not complaining about the last game. I'll be honest with you guys. It's just a part of his game that I've realized this year that he needs to improve. Definitely needs to improve because we're not going anywhere.
And you bring up a really good point when it comes to just tactics and playing intelligent. Like those runs, they make the team you're playing against longer. So it becomes more difficult for the team that you're playing against to play together. So if he would do those plays, it would be a great beneficial to the team. And I think I don't see him doing that. I don't see him doing that kind of game. I just don't see it.
Hopefully. Skrillet, man, what's new in the calcio mercato, on the transfer market, man? I see the chat, man, saying some names, and I'm like, and complaining about the names. People are at the next level. They're complaining about players we haven't bought yet.
Guys, you know what I want?
In terms of
what I want? Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, in terms of the mercato, I think the highlight that I saw today, I know it's just the Sample Milan rumor mill, but if we are really in for Nunes, I mean, guys, this is a game changer if we are competitive for Nunes. But I don't think it's happening. It doesn't make sense.
Do you think those rumors just came after, around him playing in Champions League and scoring a goal? So
I thought we were linked with him before that.
Come on, man. These newspapers, they know what they're doing, guys.
Listen.
They know what games people are
watching.
watching.
The link with Dybala is much more realistic.
You believe on that, Roy?
Well, I think that if you're not playing Ibrahimovic, because Ibrahimovic he might be done, guys. So, and you're losing Kessie and Ibrahimovic. Well, why don't you use that money to get Dybala? And you have a top player right there. So I think they're considering that.
But because Dybala doesn't come from a foreigner country, so you cannot do the discount on taxes. So Dybala, you have to pay full price in terms of salary. So it's gonna be like if you give him 8 or 7, let's say 7 to make it simple, you have to pay 14 million in total gross. With Ibra, when you were paying him 6 million, you were paying 9 million in total gross. So I know at the end you're getting a proper player with Dybala because he's 29, he's not 39. So you're getting a proper player. So it makes sense spending another 5 million extra. But I don't see Milan. I don't know. I don't see it happening. I don't see Milan behaving in that way. That's all I can say. I see more Milan going on a Darwin Nunez type of deal, but not like him. More like a young guy that plays football pretty well as a striker.
Well, Scamacca today,
Yeah,
the links with Scamacca are
yeah.
very strong. I don't know how I feel about Scamacca. And usually, I'm very biased towards the Italian players, but with Scamacca, I don't have that sense, that feeling, that sensation.
I'm okay with Scamacca. I'm okay because I'm pretty sure if he has the right mentality, Pioli can make him play great football. Pioli is good with young players. He improves them. So I'm okay with Scamacca. I'm not okay with Belotti. I'm not okay anymore with Berardi. I'll be honest with you.
How about Bale?
No,
Gareth
Berardi,
Bale.
guys, I would still go for Berardi and Belotti.
I don't know. I mean, when I say I'm not okay, it's like it's not my choice, my first choice. But if they come as a supporter, I'm gonna always support them. And there is a player there, Berardi,
So you hear
Belotti. They are
that,
players.
Skiller, Krunic?
I want him gone, guys. I don't know why we keep talking about this guy every single year. You know.
No.
Do you think
listen,
do you want him? Do you want Krunic gone or Casti gone? If you can choose one.
I want Krunic gone.
Wow, you want to keep Casti?
you're so evil, bro.
Skillard. Again, every team has to have a utility player, bro. Like, Krunic is literally the perfect utility player.
I agree, Nathan, but I don't want a shit utility player at the same time.
Yeah, but as long as Krunic isn't messing up and he's actually being like, doing what his job is supposed to do, I mean, you got to keep him. Like, you
Pay
literally
me, I'll
can't do
do it.
without a player like that.
If that's all what's required, pay me. I'll be on the bench. I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll take the
No, you're not good in the
No,
pitch,
but
man.
Guys.
Skiller, but Krunic does a lot of good stuff.
No, I'm telling you, he's only value to the team. And watch all the behind the scenes video. And I said it before. Krunic is generally he's a nice guy. This is why no one is kicking him out. He's probably the guy who remembers your birthday, knows what you did over the weekend, asks how you're doing. This is his value in the team.
Hey, guys, listen, just to say something a little bit unrelated. So Insigne is leaving Napoli, right? We all know that. It looks like Napoli has the replacement, and you know who it is?
The Georgian guy, the one you
Kvicha
like.
Kvaratskhelia. Guys, you will see when this guy comes to Napoli, what the fact that we have Leao just means that we can't get this player. But we're going to regret. There are going to be moments where we wish we would have had him instead of Leao.
By the way, Napoli, the scouting I think is quite good. I mean, look, but I guess they've spent as well. Look where they got Osimhen. I guess they you could say Insigne from before
Lozano.
Higuain. Yeah, who's the Uruguayan guy?
Man, all their players, all their players are really good. All of them.
They know quality, so that's why I think if they're really in for him, I think they know what they're doing. It's not like us. We'll take any guy who's barely played at the top level, and he's young, maybe injury prone. He's been to McDonald's a bit too much. This is the Milan profile, by the way.
Yeah, dude, that's a great buy for them, man. I'm jealous, to be honest with you. I'm really jealous because he's going to be like a fucking Ballon d'Or player.
I don't know. Uh, let's see. Let's see. What do you guys think? Are you? I'm really happy what Fabrizio Romano posted on Instagram that Milan is basically done with Botman. Is 33 million.
Yeah, Botman.
That's
I
yeah,
hope
Bot.
this is what I hope, like for this summer. I hope we get Botman, Renato Sanchez, Dybala, Berardi, Ali Pobega.
Mm.
No, Belotti
Origi is gonna happen as well.
and Origi, yeah, and Origi.
Origi. So
If we get Dybala, we're not getting Belotti. That's for sure.
yeah, definitely. We're not. But Origi is happening for sure, and Botman as well. So it's not a bad start. I think is a massive upgrade. Is a massive
I
upgrade
don't know. To be honest with you, yeah, it is.
because those runs, I need somebody to do those fucking runs, man. I'm gonna kill myself watching Milan another time. So it's just so frustrating. And when you see Leao, the physical potential the dude has, it just gets more frustrating. It just gets worse and worse in my mind, you know.
I don't know, man. I think now is doing a great job. To be honest with you.
No, it's a different season. He's having an amazing season from what the season he had before, and next season he's gonna have an even better season. I mean, hopefully he renews. You guys think he's gonna sign for any other team?
Hmm. He has to
There,
finish his lawsuit thing. There was something about it in the newspapers today, actually. Uh, I think until that is done, it's going to be hard to say. I also read that Milan is helping him in this lawsuit thing, but the media sucks because first, like a month ago or 2 months ago, they said all of this is over, it's done. He's not the no. There's no more ties to his lawsuit. Everything is done. Now we can talk about the contract, and then a few weeks later, no, he's still involved in the lawsuit. He still has to finish shit, and
I don't know, man. It's just that's why I like Fabrizio Romano. At the end, when he comes out with the news, even if he's not the first one or is not his news, but is happening. It's gonna happen. So he's reliable. Uh, I'm worried that probably all these players we're gonna buy, it feels like we're gonna sell Leao probably. I have that feeling.
I don't know. I don't know. Real question, real quick. I want to answer this. Vega's second row. If you have Dybala, Berardi, and Sanchez, you can't play with a 4-3-3 nor a 4-2-3-1 without excluding one of the without. No, I think you can,
Oh
but
yeah, you can.
I think
Dybala
you
can be
can.
a first striker.
Yeah, he can be a first striker, or he can be in three. Sanchez has played in other positions in a 4-2-3-1. He has played as a right attacking midfielder, left attacking midfielder. He has played those positions, so you could use him there. But you can even use him in the double pivot. The thing about a football team is you need 15 players right now that you can interchange and you can because football right now is 15 player. It's a 15-player game sport. So the more options you have, the better chances you have of going for it.
120 million. I agree. I'm not selling him for 110.
Who? Krunic?
Krunic. Yeah. Not accepting 110. 120 maybe. Maybe we can sit in the table and talk about it. The love he
110.
has for Hmm.
What
Erling
about
Haaland, they say is super close to Man City.
right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I want to say something about Man City. I saw the team play against who did they play against? Madrid.
Atletico.
Atletico.
If that is today's best team, guys, like football has gone such a low because Man City is nowhere near like the big teams that we've seen in the past. Nowhere near. It's a team. It's a very normal, average team that has a coach that knows how to play possession football. but this team is not even close to Ancelotti's Milan, to Guardiola's Barcelona, to Ronaldo's Real Madrid.
Oh, but we know that, Roy. It's clear.
And what pisses me off is that the Italian teams are sleeping because the competition is so low. What are we doing? Man, it pisses me off.
Oh, come on, man. Why it pisses you off? They play good football, man. They don't have the quality of the stars these teams you mentioned had. But they play good football, man. Come on. And Atletico is a pain in the ass. They are awful team.
They're not aliens, This is what I'm saying. Like those teams there in those periods, those were almost alien-esque kind of teams. Right now, there's no team in Europe that is an alien kind of team. Like they're all normal teams, and it pisses me off that Inter, Milan, and Juve and Atalanta are just fucking shit in the bed against normal teams. Like this is a good opportunity for Italian football to actually take advantage of how average the teams are compared to the big teams in the past. Instead, we're in the bottom of the barrel. What the fuck is going on?
No, but Roy, for those teams like Man City, first and foremost, they have their house in order. Yeah, they're a business, and the business makes money. We're playing for I don't know what sometimes, and at the same time we're worrying about revenue. Look at our sponsorship and all this. It's a mess. The only stadiums that I've seen full is ours. And what was the other game that I saw? They had quite a good attendance. But other than that, it's as a business, which is the club or the football nowadays, Italian teams are just not doing that as well as others.
No, of course. But Juventus is not, is a team that has their house in order. They have no excuse not to have their house in order. So they have no excuse. Okay, Milan is building. I think Milan looks like Milan is going to have a very strong house.
Yeah, Juventus should be at the level of City.
Yeah, Juventus should be that level. Like, what the fuck are they doing, dude? Like, what?
Yeah. I know they don't have, maybe they have like 100 million less in revenues, but they can find different talents in a different way. I mean, Bayern Munich is at that level. Maybe slightly better as well in some seasons, because considering the last 3 or 5 years, whatever you guys want to consider. Or Liverpool. I love Liverpool. Liverpool played an amazing football in the last 3-4 years. City, in my opinion, they play a great football. Don't see it with Atletico, because with Atletico is an awful team. And you saw the goal they scored, City. That was an amazing 1-1. Who is watching a film here, guys? Because I can hear noise. Roy, are you gonna do a live or watch a film?
I'm not watching the film. It's not me.
Is Anwar or Nathan? It's Nathan. Nathan muted himself.
Nathan, I guess Nathan. It is me. Shit, I thought my mic was on the noise canceling, but I'm playing Cyberpunk again. So,
dude, are you playing Cyberpunk and talking with us?
There, I can multitask. Okay.
Not really. Anyway, but you know what makes me happy, Roy? That we actually played really well with Atletico. We played really well.
Oh,
and City struggled with Atletico. Of course, the stakes were higher, and Atletico underestimated us, thinking, okay, it's Milan. Who are these players? We don't know these players, and they underestimate us. On the other side, City was not underestimated by Atletico, so they gave 150%. But that means, Joel was saying in a few comments before, that this team is going to go far. This group of players are going to make big achievement.
I'm not questioning
It's just a matter of time.
I'm not questioning that. And I also agreed with that huge argument we have every day. Like you were saying, essentially, that when Milan and Inter and Juve, all 3 of those teams are healthy, competitive teams, then the Italian football goes up, etc., etc. I agree with that. I guess I'm just disappointed at what is happening now. when I look at the future, I see Milan becoming a European reality. Yeah, and Inter is really close. Inter is really close, and I don't know what the fuck Juventus is doing because they should already be like, I don't know.
Inter is gonna sell more players, so Inter is gonna get dismantled
You think so?
slowly. Yeah. No, they're gonna sell more players next summer. They're gonna sell maybe Lautaro. So first of all, I'm pretty sure players like Sanchez, Perisic, these guys are leaving. So you lose some quality. Even some rubbish players are leaving as well. So I
Well,
think Inter is gonna get rid of 6 or 7 players on free agent.
I mean, this has been a pretty long cycle, that they have gone through. It's not a young team like Milan. Milan is a very young team. Inter
Yeah.
is actually an older team than Juventus, I think. I think that they even they go over Juve. So they need to start rejuvenating the team. Yeah, I mean, look at their
Yeah.
strikers. They only have one young striker, really.
Well, we don't
Zeko.
even have one young.
Well, we have a teenager that doesn't play.
No, in each position they are playing in their prime. If you think De Vrij and Skriniar, they are
Yeah,
in their
they're all
prime.
in their prime. Correct. They're not old. They're not old.
Yeah, Brozovic is in his prime. Çalhanoğlu is in his prime, guys.
By the way,
Darmian.
nothing really. I don't see what's so special about them.
Who?
Brozovic.
Inter without Brozovic, I don't think they're anything. They can't do anything. They're completely
They-
garbage team.
They're kind of looking like, I don't want to say this, but they're kind of looking like us right now, to be honest with you.
Listen, I was saying this in during Christmas time, before Christmas started, and people were looking at me like I was an idiot. Red John Evans were making fun of me in the chat when I was saying the Inter is shit. That is not good. That is not what it looks like.
Well,
But
you
John
know
was
what?
making fun of me.
You know what? I mean, the moment, like, this is a discussion we were having even with Red John talking about points and, which points are important. The points in the beginning of the season or the points in the end of the season. Like, they're all important, and we can all agree on that. But it is more difficult to get points at the end of the season. And Conte is good at that, at getting points at the end of the season. I don't think, from what I'm seeing, Larry, it looks like you're right. Inzaghi is not that kind of coach. And the team definitely has lost something. Because Lukaku was scoring every game he was scoring, him and Martinez. So and they had Hakimi that was pushing and creating chances. Like Dumfries pushes, he's good, but he doesn't create the kind of chances that Hakimi creates. So
He's not a polished player.
no. So they are definitely a little bit weaker, but realistically, they can still win the Scudetto, to be honest with you.
I think Napoli has more chances now. How are you guys feeling if Napoli wins the Scudetto? You feel okay or upset or meh? Or a relief maybe? Just the fact that Inter doesn't win it can be a relief as well.
If Napoli wins it, I want us to be second. I don't want us to be third, and definitely don't want us to be fourth, by the way. If Napoli wins it, so be it, but we need to be second at least.
If Napoli wins it, I understand the banter. Inter is gonna say probably, "Oh, you guys finished behind us even this season." But for me, it doesn't matter. First, second, third, fourth, it will be a disappointment. But second, third doesn't matter if Napoli wins it. Because at the end, it's gonna happen probably the last game. Napoli wins it, you maybe draw. Inter wins, and Napoli wins the Scudetto, and you finish third for one game. You know what I mean? So I'm okay if Napoli wins it, but I feel like we missed a chance. I'm gonna feel always like we missed a chance this time.
Yeah, and I think that we did miss the chance because if you want to win the Scudetto, this is something that Pioli said too all season, and everybody says it. If you want to win Scudetto, you have to beat the small teams. We have not beaten the small teams, and we have lost something like. I mean, yeah, there's referee things in there too, etc. But there were teams that we were supposed to win. The good thing about Milan is that we know how to beat the big teams. So we've gotten that aspect of our game out of the way, which is the best part of it. Knowing how to beat the big teams is the best thing. But now they got to learn how to beat the small team. And once they can do that, then we can seriously say that they can win the Scudetto. But to be fair, my issue with this last remaining 2 months is the last month. Inter has all on paper easy games, while Milan has the hardest schedule out of all
Yeah,
the teams.
yeah, but
So
Inter gas, man, it's finished.
now you might be right about
Inter,
that, but on paper it just looks so easy for Inter when you look at that schedule.
no, man, they
Roland,
played
on
so
paper,
bad.
our
They are
games are
finished.
easy as well, and we struggle.
What's
Yeah,
that?
exactly. So on paper,
Inter,
our games are easy, but we struggle. So it doesn't matter.
yeah, but I think Inter. Look, I'm gonna say this. It might hurt a few people. I don't care. But I think Inter's is right now better than us at beating small teams. Like they know how to do it. Like
No, they didn't do it with Torino.
Yeah,
Actually, of course,
Torino
the
was a
referee
good
helped
game.
them. The referee
yeah,
helped them, of course,
but
because they could have lost that game.
they're
But
still better than us right now at that. We are better than them.
how?
We're the best at beating the best teams in the league, but we're not the best at beating the small
So
teams.
our calendar is still favor as well because we have good teams to beat. So we are
Yeah, it's
good
not.
at that. So
I'm just saying on paper, like if you have Sassuolo's on fire and you can't get 3 points, but they are playing against Cagliari, who is and they it's a little bit easier for them, right? Sassuolo has more quality than Cagliari. Fiorentina has more quality than Spezia. So I'm just saying, on paper it's easier, but I don't know on the pitch. Maybe it won't be. Maybe Milan is going to
but
go.
Inter has to play against Roma, if I'm not wrong. They have difficult games. They're not like completely easy games. I think on 7, 8 games, they have two difficult, you know, what you can think about difficult, and
Right.
6 easy.
Yeah,
But
that's a lot. Six easy
Roy,
is a lot.
the way no, the way I see it, if we
I
play
think they're
100,
okay.
no,
Sorry.
Roy, if we play 120 minutes in the Copa semifinal against Inter,
Yeah.
Inter is gassed. Inter is never gonna win the game 4 days after in Serie A.
Oh, okay, but
Never.
we have
No
but we
chance,
have
even
a
if he
game.
plays against me and you.
But we have a game 4 days after also.
No, we win it because we are good physically. We run. We move a lot. We are fresh. We are not tired. We are a fresh team. We
Yeah.
put the
Now
intensity in the pitch.
the issue with that is that we're talking about 2 months from or 1 month from now. So I don't know what the team is going to look like in 1 month. We'll see.
But the game in Copa is next week, man.
Listen, Larry. On paper, it's undiscussable. They have the easiest schedule, and like, are we just going to avoid that? Pretend it's not that way? I mean, we're playing against Lazio, we're playing against Fiorentina, we're playing against Sassuolo, we're playing against Atalanta. These are teams that are good teams. Of course, we can beat them. We should be able to beat them. But Inter is playing against Spezia, Cagliari, uh, whoever the fuck is left,
Udinese,
Udinese,
Udinese, Roma.
Sampdoria. Well, Roma is one of the better teams, but
These
they're
are
playing.
good teams.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but it doesn't for them to drop out of the Scudetto race. They don't need to take a loss. If they draw 3 games, is just as bad. So I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think
they can bottle it.
it's that easy for them as well.
Sure, they can bottle it for sure, 100%. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Look, I don't know. For me, this season was about making the Champions League, and I think we've done it. We've done it way in advance, and to me, this season has been a huge success. If we can get the Scudetto too, that's going to be even better. And I think they should believe and fight to win the Scudetto. But as long as we make the Champions League every year, this team is going to become the team that everybody wants it to be.
I don't know, man. I feel like let me see. I want to check the points. Nah, man. Inter is cooked, man. It's finished. Inter is finished. It's out of the Scudetto race. I'll tell you. When are we playing next game? Is on Sunday. Okay, Sunday. Yeah, no, Inter doesn't. Of course, everything can happen. I mean, as I said, this is a rigged league, man. Everything can happen.
But this is why,
They can reanimate a dead body. They reanimated Juventus. I mean,
like,
it was going no winning a game for 5 in a row, and they reanimated. Was a dead body, the Allegri Juventus.
but don't you look
So
if you look at that calendar, it looks fucking suspicious to me, dude. It looks like it's fucking dodgy, shady as fuck. Like, what's going on here? Is Inter really doing a Calciopoli 2.0 right now? Like, what's going on with Inter?
I don't know, man. I don't care. It's just they can easily reanimate any team in Serie A if they want. They can make Juventus win the Scudetto if they won. If VAR was not available, Juventus can go back in the Scudetto challenge. If VAR was not available, easy. So let's see. I'm ready for everything. I'm not gonna get surprised or anything. I can see everything. The way I see Inter playing the last 2 months. Actually no. All February and March, Inter it's been a joke of a team. It's been a joke of a team. And they are there. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you really believe that, eh?
Let's see what they're gonna do this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the derby, that's a good thing.
But guys, I mean, I think we discussed this another time. Just, think about. I think we spoke about this later. I just want to re-mention it again. Think about last season, how we made the Champions League in the last day, and it was like a torment, a torture till the last day, last minute. See there in the corner. That was our season last year, and we want to ask ourselves if this team is growing. Look at where we are as far as the Champions League right now. We're 13 points clear. We're just a few game days away from having it been a mathematical assurance. The team is growing. Like, this team is working, and everybody should be pretty satisfied with that.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. The next 4 games. What are your predictions for the next 4 games? For Milan, Inter, and Napoli, how many points are we gonna get in the next 4 games?
We're playing against Torino. We're playing against Genoa, and I believe Sampdoria.
No, we're going with Lazio probably after. And Verona. And Verona.
After Torino, I know we have Genoa. I think
after Genoa, Lazio, and Verona.
Well, I think on paper Milan should win all of these games.
So you think we're gonna go for 12 points?
I think Milan should go for 12 points. Yeah.
Forget about what Milan should go for it. How much we're gonna get?
I think we can get 12 points, and I think if they do everything right, we will get 12 points.
What about you, Skillet? What are you thinking? 12 points?
I agree. Yeah, most likely we'll win all those games because other than what happened, before the Bologna game, this team was motivated. I thought that a draw came at a good time because that was a good reality check to have that. Okay, guys, we dropped 2 points. Purely, I think he wasn't positive in his. Of course, after dropping 2 points, he wasn't positive in his post-match. I'm sure the team must have woken up. But if we draw the next game, I'm done. But yeah, I'm done. I don't think we'll win this game.
Why?
I think it's like taking a loss, by the way.
I think on the next 4 games we're gonna drop points. We're not gonna get 12 points. Probably we're gonna get. I see maybe 10 or 9 points in the next 4 games.
Yeah, but for a clean win at the Scudetto,
10 points is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10 or 9 points. So 3 wins and a loss, or 3 wins and a draw. That's what we're getting in the next 4 games.
I wouldn't be
Please, no.
comfortable with 9. I wouldn't be
Huh?
comfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable with 9 for the Scudetto, but I would be comfortable with 10 for the Scudetto.
But I don't think Napoli and Inter are gonna win all the 4 games they have ahead. It's impossible. It's too hard at this moment of the season to get 4 wins in a row and the status those teams are, because they are not unbeatable. They are not amazing. That's what I'm talking about. The Inter Conte had at the end of the season was an incredible team. They were just winning and winning and winning. Good, Lukaku and everyone. These teams are not so healthy, so they're gonna drop points as well. So if we make the same points they make in the next 4 games, or a bit more than them, we get a small advantage. So I think we're gonna make between 10 or 9 points, and they're gonna do around 10 or 9 as well. If we're lucky, maybe they do even less. And it's gonna be a nightmare. The last 3 games, we have to win all of 3. All of 3.
The last games is going to be a playoff. It's going to be a playoff for the Scudetto.
It's gonna be like a winning a Champions League, basically.
Yeah. But the thing about that is, again, like, knowing if let's knock on wood, whatever. If we get to that point where the Scudetto comes down to the last 3 games, that would mean that the Champions League is ours, guys. I don't know.
How you guys will feel if we are 1 point behind Inter and Napoli, or 2 points behind Inter and Napoli, 3 games at the end of the season? How are you feeling? You feel like, will you still believe in the Scudetto, or you be like, this thing is done, they're not gonna give up?
Say what? Repeat?
If at the 3 games at the end of the season we are 2 points behind Inter and Napoli, how do you gonna feel? You're gonna feel upset? How you feeling? Skillet, I want to hear from Skillet.
I wouldn't be optimistic, but I mean, there would be maybe the tiniest bit of hope. But I wouldn't be optimistic with it.
Optimistic with the future?
No,
No,
for the
optimistic
winning of the title.
If we were behind, I don't think we would win it. Of course, we still can, but I don't think we would.
I would be a bit like, how can I say it? I would be enjoying it a bit, because being 1 point behind them, putting the pressure on them, and maybe winning it the last game, that would be a joy that is even bigger than winning it like in this way, like maybe a day before, a year, a week before. That is a massive joy, getting the Scudetto, the last game of the season. Maybe Inter losing the last game of the season and you winning it and getting the Scudetto in their face. That would be just gorgeous.
But like at that point, at minimum, I want us to win that last game, because it's against Sassuolo, I think. And we cannot lose to Sassuolo back to back.
I think there is. I think there is a little bit of that against the Swallows. Like, there's also, what's pride. It's a matter of pride too. Like, these guys disrespected us at the San Siro. Now we need to do the same to them. You have to establish your dominance.
Yeah, is the sad thing is, how many points we have? 67, yeah. So, yeah, the maximum probably we're gonna do if we get a good run is 85 points. I don't think we're gonna do more than 85 points. That is an amazing run. An okay run is gonna be 80 points, which means basically getting a shit like 13 points in the next 7 games. That is awful. That is an okay run. Still, that's the thing that I hate the most. An amazing run is 85 points. An okay run is 80 points. So it's just 5-point difference. That 5-point difference is literally the Spezia game and the fucking Udinese game. I hate these things, man. He's literally two motherfucker referees waking up in the morning not knowing how to do their job. Literally is that. Winning the Scudetto or not winning it or finishing third is two idiots, referees, not knowing how to use VAR, how to do things in the pitch. It's
Where's
literally
Red
that,
John?
man.
Where's Red John? Because he's
It's
because this is,
literally that.
where is he? Where is he?
Inter winning the Scudetto for 1 point against us is that penalty kick they didn't give to Torino to do 2-0. That is it. Is that. The VAR decided not to give the penalty to Torino, and Inter gets that point, and they win the Scudetto for 1 point, and that is the season.
But you know what Red John will do, Laird? He won't say
It's my fault. Red John would say it's my fault because I think like Napoli supporters. That's what Red John is going to say. This is my fault because I think like Napoli supporters.
No,
but
this
that is a fact.
This is a real
That
problem.
is real shit.
Like, this is a real problem. You have a team that works its ass off for years, millions and millions and then it gets all fucked.
Injuries, cutting salaries, firing people, playing with kids. And you go there and you lose the Scudetto for 1 point because of VAR decision against Torino. That was a clear penalty. If you look at that images and you are a referee, you clearly say that is a penalty. No, that's not a penalty. That is it. That is the season. That is 20 million because Inter is going to get 20 million for winning the title and you're not getting that 20 million. Anyway, I hope it doesn't get like that. I hope it's at least 2 points so we can say, oh, poor referee Spezia was a mistake. It was not. Didn't want it. It's just a mistake.
I mean, you know what? It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. So, but it is something that I hope people don't forget if shit goes south.
Oh no, they're gonna say you draw against Bologna, you draw against Salernitana. That's why you lost Scudetto. Not because the dickhead didn't see the VAR against Torino. They're gonna say, oh no, you lost against, you draw against Bologna. You should have won against. In the mind of the people, a team should win all 38 games, and that's fine. That's the job you should have done. That's in the mind of the people. But the referee actually should be blind in front of a screen and not see a clear penalty. That is completely fine. A team should win 38 games in a row. Anyway, that's fine.
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for my last meal of the, or maybe
All right, man.
day. See you guys.
Enjoy your food, man. See ya.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Later.
Oh man, Roy, we're gonna close it.
Are there anything else?
Is this real? Corriere dello Sport, man. I don't believe that, man.
What about Dybala?
Yeah.
I would love
Premier or Milan.
I mean, honestly, like I don't even know. Like, these newspapers, every day they'll say one thing, that same journalist will say the opposite the next day. Then the day after that, he will go back to his first thing, and then it's just this. It's like a game of tennis. I think that as far as Dybala goes, I think that they're probably ask him because I think this is what they do. You know, they have to consider all their options, and can it happen? Shit, I really hope it does. Let me say that.
I don't know, man. I'm not against because at the end is an amazing player, and the money they're gonna spend is not my money. So I just see it weird from the way Milan operates to sign a player like Dybala for that amount of money, contract-wise. I'm talking. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know if it's clear. What I'm saying.
I think, you know, if they do sign him and give him that money, obviously that means that he is the new Ibrahimovic. So is he the new Ibrahimovic? Maybe.
See, that's
I think
the thing.
he'll make our team play better.
Yeah, he can play better any type of team. It's like 100% sure about that. But when Ibrahimovic came, Roy, we kind of was a moment of our history that we needed a player like him, like a that type of charisma and personality. So we had to throw those money in the bin, those 7 million, and give it to him, just to have that leadership in the dressing room. That guy that scores 15 goals, then solves you those small games. We needed in that moment of our history to finish top 4. Now we are in a moment of our history when we need to win Scudettos, to convince, to dominate in the pitch, to win in Europe again. And I don't know if Dybala is the right player for that type of football we do. If he still has the energy to play that type of football. But sometimes that you don't need energy. You need just to be good at what you do. You need to understand the game. So that's the thing.
No, yeah. As far as charisma, I don't think anybody can replace Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
I think that's a given. Hey guys, I have to go actually.
I'm going as well, man.
All right, can you close the stream? I gotta go.
Yeah, I'll close it now. Have a good night, guys.
Later.
Forza
Later, bye.
Milan. Ciao.